Liu is on. That's another friend of mine.
Oh, wonderful. Welcome. So is
Yeah,
that
I have to call. I'm gonna call another one and see why she's not answering.
that's okay. Do not worry. So we have a couple minutes, 2 more minutes. Let's make sure my presentation is up. So I'm gonna hide myself a little bit while I'm also entering everybody else in. But I'm here, so feel free to chit chat and welcome anyone who is joining us. Okay, there's been more people.
Yvonne is not answering, Stella. She's probably cooking.
I think Yvonne probably is taking a nap.
Oh, maybe.
Please leave your message.
Okay.
I think it's time to cook.
Yep, it's 5 o'clock. She probably is taking a nap. If she's awake, she probably is preparing dinner.
Yeah.
You're funny.
Yeah, during the COVID, I think we stuck in the kitchen whole day, from breakfast, lunch to dinner. If we are not cooking, we are
slaving.
Most people are professional bakers now.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
And 50 pounds heavier.
I don't think so.
Well, you are not. Stella is not. Mary is not.
I think I just cannot lose weight. I didn't lose anywhere anyway.
You don't need to lose any weight. Oh my God, you're so skinny. I don't even, you need a therapist. Maybe you need to see a therapist.
You didn't see my belly.
No, whatever it is, you're hiding it well. We don't see nothing.
All right.
Is it time?
It's gonna be time. It's 5 o'clock, and let me.
Can we talk about salt cures as well?
We're gonna do any questions. I will leave at the end. So we have 20 minutes for question answers, anything that relates to Feng Shui.
Okay.
So, and I'll just speaker view. Admit, Kanika. So we're still gonna welcome people while they're arriving. I'm gonna give 5 minutes, 5 minutes to welcome, Kanika.
Hi, I'm actually driving, so I'll put you on mute for the next 5 minutes, but I'm about to reach home.
That's okay. Don't worry about that.
I didn't want to miss, so I said, let me join from the car and then I can continue.
That's okay.
I like it that, you have kept August will be 8th, September will be 9th, so you cannot forget the date. So that's awesome.
I hope, as long as you know what month you are in, so year doesn't matter and the day doesn't matter.
Yes, so. True. Has anyone else joined? Yeah,
we have.
Yes, Kanika, we're all here.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Michelle, how are you?
Hello, good, thanks. How are you?
Very good. So still welcoming. We're quite a nice group. So I don't know, do you guys see each other?
Mm-hmm.
You do? Okay, so you can have a gallery view and then we all smile and I'll take I go live just to tease everybody else. Maybe they will be up for it next time. Okay. Photo. Smile. Haha. Okay. Oh, there is Katerina. Welcome, Katerina. Welcome. I'm doing some pictures right now before I start my presentation. You can say hello to everyone. Okay. All right. Let it begin. Okay, I'll mute you all. Okay, then be muted. Continue. Yeah. Okay. I see anybody, I might take my eye to the side and maybe somebody's going to be at the waiting room. But right now I have you all. And speaker into video. All right, well, welcome to Feng Shui Connect, August 8th, 2020. Everybody is, I hope, excited about to learn more about month of August and also some Feng Shui tips and Feng Shui related subject that is towards something how to commemorate deceased. So we'll have two parts of the presentation today. One part I'll start with the astrology and the keynotes, and the second part will be about Feng Shui and my experience from working with the clients and working with the different situations and how to improve the quality of energy when we do come across deceased ashes of pets or loved ones. Okay, and then I'll leave 20 minutes for questions and answers, anything that's related to maybe the previous month's subject or last or next maybe upcoming projects. Very briefly, what do I do, who I am, those who don't know. I have a few clients here, and I also have some who has not been a client but been great followers. So welcome everyone. I have been doing Feng Shui for, well, studying for almost 30 plus years. And it's a self-cultivation practice and experience when we do study the land, we study energetical, everything that's tangible and also metaphysically non-tangible. Philosophies like Confucius, Taoism, Buddhism is very Feng Shui practice. I also currently adding and expanding my knowledge in medical Qigong, as well as the Christian mysticism. The concept allows me to expand and almost like speak for the land even more deeper and vaster ways. Many clients being converted. Most of us, or most people are familiar with the Feng Shui from very, very shallow point of view. That I think is like one Bagua map applies to all the houses, or sometimes we know people tend to have a tendency to buy houses that are specifically in orientation south, north, or for Indian communities that will be the east or southeast. And what traditional school of thought brings, and that's what I do, is a look at the land and maximize its potential. We study the chart. Those who've done the astrology charts, I'll look at your capacity based on your date, time, year, and month of birth. And that gets synthesized and overlaid with the land. And then we also have another third layer, which is we make it timely. What is timely today? What was timely, last year? What is timely in the future? So when we have a cohesive way of looking at any situation, even this particular year, we can still see and benefit how we can cultivate our energy and almost consume in a way that you don't have to worry too much. You almost like put it in a retrospect. One of the biggest suggestions, like on a daily basis, is that be observer. Don't react. Observe first before you come to the conclusions, before you react to it. Okay. So right now, I even had a wonderful experience today. The client contacted me on a last minute basis yesterday. And this was about, making an offer to a brand new property, to the new house, and struggled of making decision. And when it's involved, several $1 million of making an offer in the Bay Area, it's quite a responsibility, it could be nerve-wracking as well. What's interesting about that was the whole experience was the the reasons where they stumble upon was about the beautiful mature trees that were grown, placed on a property in the front and the end. And when I visited, when we connected to the land, when we start understanding the characteristics of the land and property in itself, it instantly gave a notion how our energy, or how we as a human being start feeling it, adapting it. It's almost those redwood trees embraced us as we were standing in front of the home. So I hope my work for the people who I've been working with in the past, and the ones who I worked going to be working in the future, understand that the Feng Shui, in its nature, is connecting to the land and utilizing that reciprocity with the land, because we know Mother Earth holds us, you know, in a very precious ways. So I'm gonna start sharing so most of the people have been looking at who else is joining us. So I'm gonna share my screen for the presentation. Does everybody see my screen? I hope. Just show me the thumbs up. Okay. Present. Okay. So today's topics. So this quote, I love to always remind us, for heaven, the ruling principle is synchronicity. For earth, the ruling principle is balance. For human beings, the ruling principle is gentleness. This is the perfect timing for us to turn to be gentle. In a retrospect, also looking at the environment, the things that are offered right now in a nature, we can't really do much of the cheerleading anymore. The things that we have planted in the spring, it's already rooted and established, and it's about to harvest. So as a reminder, last month when we met, it was the July 6th to July 6th to August 6th was a month of the water goat. Right now, we entered the month of the wood monkey. Wood monkey cheese, definitely something that we do not like. We want to be more playful, a little bit more unpredictable, maybe like fell out of the rigid schedule. I would say this particular time frame would be very important for you to be creative. If you do take the time off, have an opportunity. And I know that school starts next week for our children and for those who have children as well. But use this time to get into the routine in a more relaxed way. Give the transitional time for the next 6-7 days, almost like as a preparing, rather than strictly cutting it off and we have to stay this way. So I have 3 kids, and that's what I'm observing. It's not going to be a transitional, easy transition, but at the same time, you are creating in the retrospect, you want to create the vision for September and October, which is going to be more like, okay, this is almost we're settling on the schedule. So August, this particular time frame, still enjoy the afterplay of the summer. Okay, 2 days ago, we did enter the new Chi node, and so there is some days if you used in July, and I will share some good days for upcoming based on astrology. So the Chi node of this particular time frame is, you know how there is the spring equinox and there is the winter equinox. So right now we are in transition between, we call the northeast, southwest, is another transitional between the hot summer towards the winter. It's in between Earth month. It describes itself as it's yin reverse yang qi, and energy is more settled and slow. So slowing down is perfectly fine. Don't push, don't rush. If you do work out, for example, if you are in a mood of well, I need to lose more weight, that is not quite the right approach. Almost like bringing a sweat out of the skin, like pushing yourself. You are depleting your heart chi. So be mindful how you exercise, what you also probably would like to stay away from the two-way spicy food. You know, it's just like the extra generated heat it's not gonna be quite as smooth transition, okay? So metal energy is the best chi or best energy of the day is between 3 and 5 p.m. for the next couple weeks. So this time frame, you can, if you start the day, you take some break. It's almost like a tea time. If you can have this opportunity to enjoy almost the sunset, or even going facing southwest direction towards end of the day, it's very, very beneficial. Since the majority of the women here, it does relate this particular time frame. It's manifest earth. It talks about the mother, eldest woman. All these elements are very deeply feminine. That's not the young daughters. That's not the toddler-ish activities. This is more mature, feminine, gentle, kind, not rushed, observant. So you want to embody the conduct that is about quality of what I'm describing. What it promotes, what promotes family harmony, motherhood, slow, steady progress, saving money, deep friendships. What I mean by deep friendships, the month of August is really good to reconnect to your community, to reconnect to your families, to call somebody and say thank yous, to maybe even casually bringing small groups together, either through virtual Zoom or having a tea ceremony, or have just a call, just to simply pick up the phone and call. If you surprise somebody, it's very, very timely, because monkey chi, monkey energy, is about not rigidness. It's really adaptable to kind of last minute arrangement. So don't be afraid of that, to be a little bit more like a flexible as well. Let's say if you have an opportunity, then don't hesitate to call up. It's like, well, have a plan, like change of plans, and replace that maybe with the opportunities to adapt and enjoy yourself. Let's say today, for example, I did have a consult in Santa Cruz, but my honest I was thinking, I'm going to be too rushed, too stressed. The traffic is really heavily built up on Highway 17 going to Santa Cruz. I made a decision by making a phone call to a client, rescheduling, and staying with the other client for a longer time, which was super beneficial for all the parties. So just being honest, as well as the gentle and reasonable, all these qualities are embraced in August, especially. What's risky during this time, it will be slow, like career, business dependence on others. If you want to start new relationships, that's like, that might be a little too risky to instantly commit to. You need to, sorry, there's something coming up. Okay. So these are the dates please mark the dates for upcoming months. Does everybody see the screen, or am I covering? So August 3rd, 4th, and 7th were exquisite days, which already, if you had any agreements or planning any signing agreements, please mark these days: 13, 17, 18, 23, 24, 28. Try to do nothing or be very mindful about the 20th of August. And these are the couple days in September, 2, 6, and 7.
So Aelita, you're saying that those are good days for things.
Yes.
The
yes.
red days are good days.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm admitting a couple more people here. Yes, those are great days right now until the August. And this is like for generally, like I would call very juicy days. Good for business, good for like signing contracts.
Can we fill those dates just one more time for a second?
Sure, yeah. Just let some people in and I'll share my screen in a second. There they are. Can you see that now? Okay, the 13, 17, 18, 23, 25, 28, and then September 2, 6, 7. And hopefully I can see everybody will be joining me next month on September 9th. And I will talk about the month of 9th as well. So, yeah, any other questions regarding the astrology? Well, we have, I can want to talk about what I would really like to talk my Feng Shui part today is about timing of, and I'll tell you I'll share the story. What I realized in the past 15 plus years of my practice, that at least 50% of my clients or client cases, when I was attending or consulting, I ended up in a perfectly feng shui places, but the energy was stopped or was not really experienced as vitality or feeling like sadness or negativity, was because they were holding on to either their deceased loved one, like pets, or even their partners, spouses, mothers, fathers. And ashes would be placed on mantles or in somewhere, some cases it was stored in the closets. Sometimes it was stored somewhere. There's one client who had ashes actually in their car trunk, didn't know what to do. And I decided today to really honestly talk about this and share what you can do. Okay. One question you can ask yourselves. We all here, we know two things for sure. We are born and we die. And what is the things that you want to be done when you pass, when you cross over? Of course, it's like, on one hand, it's like, well, it doesn't matter. Or maybe there is fulfilling of your wish. When I looked at the month of August, and we all know that month of August is about weddings and, continue the lineage. The continue the lineage is directly related to ancestry and heritage, because continue the lineage, we do need a marriage, and we need children to be, to come to the future to continue. So when month of August, kind of between July and August, in our culture, but back in Europe, I always remember there used to be a gatherings. That's only one certain time frame that we would gather at the cemeteries, and we would go and would rake the graveyards. The families would bring the meals. They would share, like neighbors, like kind of, it's almost like a gathering, a close, intimate gathering. And those dates would be set up. So it will be the way to commemorate or visit cemetery. I've been living in US for 20 plus years now. And I realized that a lot of people are at loss, what to do. There's a story to it. A couple weeks ago, I experienced, it was actually 2 Sundays ago, when I stepped out in my, outside of my front yard, I found a cat that was, was dead. And there was a collar to it. And my husband, called, found the number. And it was our across the street neighbor's cat. That was probably coyotes, had that meal on it, right? So they knew that their son is going to be super sad. And one of the answers that the son got as an answer what to do with it is like, well, just toss it in the garbage and be done with it. So it did not really settle with the son. So I talked to the neighbor. I talked to him, and he says, "What should I do?" So it's Sunday. It's already. I was like, "Well, let's bury." So how do you do that? Because cremating and stuff, it's going to be, taking time. Well, we'll create a ceremony. We'll find the best space. So that's what I did. And we brought the incense. We covered in cloth. We dig the deep into the earth. It was just the whole experience was from the beginning to the end was commemorating and acknowledging it. If that would have been a process of holding on to a container of ashes, which I've been to the clients' houses who hold on to it and they don't know what to do. They kind of feel that this is the way that they would remember the best. It typically in the environment, it brings sadness or brings your way of not necessarily guilt, but depleted feeling. You're looking at death. That's not appropriate energy field to have it in your space. So it instantly, from the Feng Shui perspective, it becomes like unresolved. By tradition, in China, or when we go back, traditionally Feng Shui, the oldest books of Feng Shui, was what we call the Yin Feng Shui, which was about burial sites, which was about finding the best place for deceased to commemorate, to bury in a specific days, etc. Because there was the belief system that the opportunities or help that you receive from the ones who passed in a spiritual realm is hundreds of times stronger and opportunity than the ones when we hold on in our own home. I was wondering, like, if you know how to use or maybe just I have the gallery view right now. Does anyone, or whether you want to unmute, does anyone have experience holding on to ashes, or sometimes don't know what to do, or maybe heard of the situation? If you like to open up or unmute yourself, please feel free. Anyone? No? Lucky. Yes, Michelle.
Hi,
Hi.
it's good to see you.
Good to see you, Michelle.
So my family has, my extended family, I have a cousin, and we both lost our moms within three months of each other. And so she actually has my mom's ashes, and she has her mom's ashes. And I never, and she actually has her dog's ashes from like 30 years ago too. So I don't feel right having my mom's ashes in my own home. It just doesn't feel right to me. But because I know that's not my mom, but there's a emotional component that I'm not ready to go and release her yet as well. So I think if someone else was willing to release her, I would probably be okay with that. I think for me, it's an emotional journey that I think I probably need to do that sooner rather than later just to heal from it. But yeah, it makes me think now when you talk about it.
Yeah. So Michelle, are you looking for resolution?
I think that's probably what it is. I think I'm just not ready because there is some things.
I mean, there's no, okay. So let's say we have a garden.
Right.
Outside. And I have a plants. I have tomato plants.
Uh-huh.
And there's some of them very green, some are very ripe and red. They're ready. They're ripe and red. They mature. They're done. Mm-hmm. Do you want to see them rotting?
No.
Yeah. There is what you can do. You connect by you basically anything that is trapped between earth and heaven, unresolved. Mm-hmm. You're not resolving it for yourself.
Okay.
You're not finding resolution between you and your mother, or even if it's a birth mother, any female. So what I highly recommend is to create this. If it's not about location, if you have a hard time figuring out about location, you can, there's ways to find a large vessel, let's say, pot. You can have dedicate that pot. You can plant the ashes if you really don't know yet, but allow to come to earth. We come to earth, we go back to earth. Lineage, sometimes also lineage you can do by bringing two ashes to the ocean and creating the beautiful ceremony that way.
Yeah.
But release is instantly could replace with the picture of the full body picture, maybe of the person. And then you have a conversation because they're not trapped. They expand to heavens.
Right.
They could empower and embody and nurture. Plus, anything that is in heavens in a human realm is pure. There's no egocentric aspect of envy. There's no feeling jealous. That any human nature, any ego nature things it's resolved.
Right.
So you create the connectiveness from your lineage, from the spiritual realm. Another beautiful thing is, and that's the key to everyone. When we meditate or when we put our thought to the process, when we open up with our heart, and instantly it has a speed of the light energetically to send the message to communicate, versus you trying to take a burden as a human being, and you probably are having your egocentric perspective, as well as your spiritual. And that, if you are depleted, or if you are even almost like, why would I do that? Why to carry this? Why to carry the weight?
Right.
There's no reason for it.
That's what I was thinking I never really thought about it other than, there's not time, or, I'd want to do it right away. I wouldn't want to hold on to her urn and wait a week to then go do it. So I think it was just the fear of that. But yeah, now that you're talking about it, it really makes sense just to do it. Why wait? Because tomorrow may not come, so we might as well just take care of it.
And you can add your.
I have it. Yeah, I actually wrote down, pick a date and do it. So it's maybe something that we can plan with my kids and just releasing her. It's just making, having to go to a beach or somewhere to do it, because I wouldn't want to do it just in the backyard, or I want it to be something sacred to be able to.
Yeah, now I had a beautiful story. I went last year. I had a client in Palo Alto, and beautiful home. We did all the feng shui, and at the end of the things, just before I about to leave, we started having conversation about the ancestral portent, ancestry energy, and there's by the way, I still have not released my mom's ash, and she was from Hawaii. So when we walked through, it resolved, and I have a video testimonial for that. I'll be happy to share. What they did, they made a trip to Hawaii. They had a local shaman, like a Hawaiian representative. They had a singing on the beach. They created the beautiful flower boat. They, released it. Their son would go into the water, and with the sunset, they would, in the harmony of the sunset, the sound, the waves, it's just like, that was such a release. And believe it or not, the energy in their home completely shifted. Her connection, her artistic way to start writing, she had the suppressed, was holding back her writing skills for 20 years, thinking about writing a book, heavy. Guess what? It's completely opened up to the vitality and started to generating, I want to open up the emotion. Okay. So what happens with the deceased energy, right? They don't know better that they are in a form of yin. If they are next to you, they absorb your yang energy. You can set, that's why I would never recommend you to leave the dry flowers, okay? Or old flowers, or something that's not thriving. Because they want to thrive. And when you look at something that makes you sad, not consciously, but many times subconsciously. Okay. So you see how your conduct and relationship to the circumstance, they already are in a way better place. They probably are just waiting to be reborn energetically. And that could happen as long as you remember. Everybody is a living entity until you remember them. Okay.
Yeah, if I can add, I'm from India, and the same thing happens. I'm a Hindu. We don't bury the people who have passed on. We burn them. So we always get ashes. That's our religion. So my dad, I was very close to him, and why I'm telling you, because it reminded me of this. Before he moved on, I'm a late child for my parents, so I knew this thing would happen. So I had a chat with my father that when this happens, I'd like to keep a little urn of, because I have been influenced by the American culture a lot. I've been here for 25 plus years also. And everyone, I saw these beautiful urns with their parents' ashes in them, as if they are blessing them. I had a talk with my father before he moved on that, Dad, I would like to keep a little bit, because in our culture, what we do is after we get the ashes, the children have to go to the Ganges, which is like a flowing river, which is a very holy river for Indians. So we do exactly at sun like you do in Hawaii, very similar at sunset or early rise, when the sun is either rising or setting. At that time, there's a priest who will chant some very beautiful rituals, which is like, you easily let them pass on. And so you put the ashes in the water and let them flow with flowers and with the sandalwood. Sandalwood is a very pure form of an Indian plant, tree. So with that, and it's really very, with the incense and the diyas, the lights, we have the light lamps, which are made out of purified butter.
Yeah.
That is what we do. And it's like a very beautiful setting that you're letting the soul pass on. Because my culture, we believe in rebirth. So you need to have that person evolve. So I talked to my father about it. I'd like to keep, he said, no, then you will, exactly what Aelita said. I would always feel sad looking at him. It's not, he said, remember me with the good things I have done. And I was very close. I was a blessed child that I had an excellent relationship with my father. So it was always very nice. And he said, remember the good things. And he always said, never remember me on my death anniversary. Always remember me on my birthday. And remember the good things. But you have to let me go. Don't even keep a small morsel or a pinch of me with you. The physical being. He says, everyone who's born has to go away. So, I was for a year, he passed away in 2011. And I was there. He passed away in an instant. So it was a very easy going for him, easy passing. But, I'm analyzing now, if I had that with me, I would always be stuck. Like in my first house in Santa Clara, which I bought in 98, my father had planted these two awesome orange trees and lemon trees. And the thing is that we sold that house. We moved to India for a couple of years and we sold that house. And those trees, when you see in Google Maps now, they are awesome. They're 20-year-old plants. So I was always holding on to it. So my dad said, never hold on to materialistic things. Exactly. You have to let them go. And like Aelita, like maybe you said, I believe in theta healing and I do a prayer and I just let go. And I have seen the moment I let go of things changed in my life. Absolutely. When I was holding on to it for a couple of years, good about up till 2017, I couldn't let him go. I always would get shivers that he's right here with me. We believe that ancestors are always blessing us. Yes. How can they bless you if you have not let them go? They need to be somewhere up there in a better place.
Yeah.
So,
well, Kanika, that's so true. Just remembering we are in such a short time frame here on this earth.
Yes.
God could give maybe 100, 150 years. That's our, ultimate possibility. But the earth, to compare on the cycles, we are like a twinkle in the eye from the earth, from the experience of it. So by holding it, you want to ease up the process for your children, for your grandchildren. You want to be clear about it. Okay. That's why this particular time, what we're talking about right now, August, and now also coming to September, it is when we also using the metal chi. It is about cutting kind of cutting the root to almost like to mature and grow. When we're gonna come closer to the season of pumpkins, and if you go to the fields, you will see the pumpkins are still be maturing on the fields, right? But the stems are cut. There's disconnect from the earth, okay? So if we cultivate ourselves, that is timely, because we cannot expect something else from the tomato plant. If we planted tomatoes in the spring, we not be shocked if it's something else. So what you have done in the spring, you cultivated through the summer, and now it's your time to receive what you have cultivated. You cannot be a standing cheerleaders, and saying, well, grow faster or grow beautiful, or I don't want you this way, come to this shape. It's a time of acceptance. What you see, what you get. It's simple. So there's no expectations, there's no disappointments. Another way of looking at it, be observant to your nature, to your situation. It's almost like receive as a lesson. Even if it has something been not as easy overcome, take this as a lesson. This is a great time to putting in a retrospect, reflect. And I'm reminding you, the metal rat year 2020 has been very timely for worldwide awakening. what could have been, what could have happened if we would continue what was our conduct as a human body in a larger scale. If we would continue the same behavior or the same attitudes, I don't think our children and our grandchildren, next generations would have benefited. The way we can come as like reset and create these opportunities, a new opportunity. It's not an easy time to adapt, but because the energy of the metal rat year allows us to be finding solutions with the refinement, it's almost like gives so many nuances of the detail. Like you can have there's so many resources, you know, and maybe it's like a more like a data resources, but if you are resourceful, if you are not a dreamer, but if you're practical, as like taking the situation as is and practically adapting it, cannot be better year than the metal rat year. It just does require your flexibility. You have to be kind of, and especially now with a monkey month to it, it's a great, we are like kind of in a trinity, monkey, rat, dragon. So whatever you established in spring, in April, which was the month of dragon, so you've almost like whoever took the advantage, timely advantage on early spring, like later spring of the situation, they instantly can start thinking, oh, this is really working. And they just go with momentum. Okay, those who are trying to reinvent the wheel and being like frustrated with themselves and didn't let go or had that expectations, they do have a harder time. So everything, it depends on, in the retrospect, how we're looking at the situation and what we want to, you know, taking, because the energy overall, everybody has this, you know, breathing the same air, the same attitude. We're all going through in one way or the other through the challenges, because it's definitely unpredictable, but we also can look at this as opportunities, you know. So, and I'm trying to stay positive and encouraging you all to look at this year as a true reset of the decade. Not just the waiting, I can't wait till this end, till this year comes to the end. That would be wrong. That was really speeding up the time. I would look, it's like, what can else I can tap into this particular year with the quality of analytics, data, precision, clarification, purging, emotional, physical, practical, long-term resource, long-term investments, connecting to your homes, connecting to your land, connecting to your lineage and ancestry, releasing the ones who are already deceased. Don't hold, let them help you in a different realm. So that was my kind of overall summary for, if you know anyone who does have ashes or hold on to them or don't know what to do, I'm offering a special consulting, like as a Feng Shui practitioner. I will help with the date selections. I will help with the location. We'll come with the ideas. It depends, either it's an animal or it's a person. And we can come with a really good solution to release. That also could be, we can look at your charts, or your friends or whoever you know might find the help, and we can have it as a more like a conclusion. You know, this is really good time before we enter the winter. If you still holding on to it until the winter hits, this will be the way harder to release, and that was not going to be timely. Right now, everything that is deceased follow the light. They still see the brightness of the sunset. When we come to the closer to the winter, you know, days are shorter, and we've almost like ran out of that time. So August, September, commemorate, find your solutions, write to me, text me, you know, consult. I think I said last time, I think about death every day, and I'm creating a friendship with that aspect, because then I don't have to have a fear. Every time we fall asleep, we actually physically die. We're practicing death every single night. On this happy note, I am going to unmute. Does anyone have a comment or a question? Just unmute yourself if you like to clarify anything. Anyone? Everybody's unmuted. Anyone?
So I'll ask a quick question. So Aelita, so what you're saying is that August and September are a time for emotional, spiritual, mental, physical purging so that we don't take all of that into the winter.
Yes.
Yes. Right?
Yes. So that's perfect. Because also if we also have to find a forgiveness. If we trap the anger, kind of almost trapping under your skin, that comes out as a phlegm in November. Okay, so your emotional conduct is directly linked to things that could manifest in we call the time of the epidemics. Like, you know, like we know that, or the flu season starts. Where the flu season starts, it actually starts in August, when we trap and suppress our emotions and bringing those to the winter. Great question, Katerina. Thank you for asking.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Any other feedbacks? Any other things to clarify? Things to... Did you have a good time? Yes? I hope this subject was
Yes, it was awesome. Thank you so much.
Good.
Very informative, and like what you talked about releasing. Even if I released my dad, I think, like you said, this is the best time to even release more. Maybe if something emotionally is there, because I do see every time I try to release him or his things, I think things get better. Things move forward in my life. Like you told about the lady who wrote a book after 20 years. Like that was awesome. Like amazing thing to hear.
Yeah, writing it out. So if you have anything that is not positive, let's say if you have a negative energy, or you feel betrayed, or you feel angry, you feel upset, what you want to do is write that out and burn it. What happens is you're writing it out of your energy body, because with writing, it's like following, it's emotion. It's almost like when we do the calligraphy, you know, what when we talk about calligraphy, is like, what is a good calligraphy? When you feel that there is a chi movement in a characters as you're making those strokes. So when you're writing it out, even on your piece of paper, as you know, forgive yourself, forgive the other person, talk to this, talk, connect. You don't need to, because if you still carry on in your shoulders, or you know, as it's gonna go on your next generations. Why would you're giving this lifetime to resolve everything that seems like a challenge? Nothing is challenge. It's giving as a proper lesson to, like, inner plans of the ancestry. They gave you all the tools, they gave all this, you chose these lessons to overcome. And release that. And I would love the next time when we meet, we'll have the opportunity to share. And you know, I want to feel vitality in each of you and
Yeah.
forgiveness. So we have,
Thank you.
you're
Thank you. That
welcome.
was awesome. Amazing. Yeah. I am
Thank
really,
you.
really excited about it, but let's see. I think I'm waiting for 9th September to get back to you with the changes. And I love this thing, what you said about writing and burning, because I have, you know, there's certain things that I think it's in my head that certain people don't like me, or somebody has, you know, thought about, you know, why have that grudge inside? Just forgive yourself. I love this concept, what you told me. I've written it down. Forgive yourself and forget that person, write it, burn it, and move on. And
And
I'm
move on.
excited.
Well, just as a reminder, those who heard about, let's say, the Native Indian traditional, let's say, dance, fire dance.
Mhm.
This is the calligraphy in the sky. They move with the motion. They're creating the characters in the night sky with the light. They imprinting things as they dance. This is like a message, because that's the energetical transmission that takes place. When we burn incense, the smoke, the flavor, the sweet smell of the incense is directly correlated to that aspect. Okay? So when we commemorate, let's say when you wanna, if you create a tradition, let's say we're gonna be talking about make the meal that your father or mother loved it. Cook, like have a feast. And then you take the small ball and while it's hot and steaming, put it on an altar or put it next to their photo. Because the absorbent of the steam and smoke is what they're gonna indulge on. That's gonna create the memories. That's gonna create the healing aspect. That's gonna create your kind of, you know, continuous sort of no abruption in your connectiveness to your ancestral chi. And believe it, teach to your kids, teach to young ones, because if they want to remember you, how would you like to be remembered? I know that one thing I'm good at is the specific Latvian pancakes. You know, I shred the apples and my kids will always know. So when they decide to cook those pancakes, I know there's, oh, I remember mom did it. I'll be happy. You need very little. You don't need anything extraordinary. And sometimes, you know, the churches and priests, yes, those are important parts, but have a resolution in your heart, and then everything is going to resolve, be as good as can get. So, well, we're coming to last minute. So I'm going to see you all and more next month, September 9th. Please follow me on the Facebook. If you have anything to add to promote or to leave the reflection on Yelp or Google or Facebook or LinkedIn and House, I will be happy to hear your testimonials and sharing. That's always helps in the nowadays. It really helps any reflection of your experience from the past. I also offering the hourly consult. So via Zoom, we can do making adjustments for your Feng Shui, for your Zoom room, if you like. We can also review your chart. The new year is going to be approaching quite quickly. And you don't have to, those clients who have been with me for the astrology, you don't have to wait till the 1st of the January, but get your charts readings done in November, December. So that will be also very timely to kind of look forward to 2021. And yeah, so let's stay connected and let me know how we can, again, continue the Feng Shui and astrology and everything what's good in life, who we are.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aelita, very much.
You're very welcome. So
Thank you, Aelita.
you're
Thank you,
welcome.
You helped
Aelita.
me a lot with my feng shui. I really appreciate.
Oh.
We're really enjoying our space. Thank
You are good, finally. So we just need to open up to the back. Well, you really can cultivate your southwest during this month of August. You know,
Southwest. Where's Southwest?
well, you sit in your deck on your backyard.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like I
The
said,
Southwest.
we're waiting for because of COVID, and now my contract is too busy. So, but
but
we're working on the
Just
deck.
just enjoy the energy. Just what's you have a land. The power is in a land.
Yeah, we'll spend more time in the backyard. Thank you.
Yes. Well, good to see you all. And it's if there's no more last questions, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate. And I'm looking forward to see you in September. And just follow me on Facebook. And yes, Katerina, anything else?
I just wanted to say thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.